Not only are we slowly moving towards the end of the year, but the Oscars start buzzing. And you know what an Oscar buzz means, right? Bloody good movies. Few studios also see October as the perfect time to kick off the early Oscar campaign. So let's take a look at the top 10 movies releasing this October.
I just want to be your friend.
The month of Halloween comes with a lot of spooky movies, and I'm starting this list with Come Play. Now I for one am always pumped up about horror movies that try to go beyond the usual scare tactics and give us something new to scream at. Now judging by the trailer, cast and all the details for this one, it sounds really promising. Come Play is a cyber horror film that seems like it will make you stop using your phone for a while. A young kid finds it harder to make friends and becomes closer to his phone and the creature on the other side of the screen. A solid sci-fi horror plot right there. Come Play looks like a mix of A Quiet Place and the upside-down world of Stranger Things, and I, for one, am not complaining. It's coming to theaters on the 30th of October.
We save lives every day. Strangers. And there's always enough time.
Coming in next is Batman: Death in the Family. You know October is going to be awesome when there's a Batman film coming out. Death in the Family was a memorable event in comic history, so being able to watch it on the big screen has got me really excited. Death in the Family improves upon Batman's dynamics by making him a broken man full of guilt and makes the Joker an absolutely frightening character. Jason Todd's death at Joker's hands has got Batman totally riled up. He's crushed under the guilt until the Red Hood appears. Those who know the story know how awesome the setup is already, and those who haven't read the comics yet, well, you're in for a treat. But I'm also more excited by DC's claim of the interactive movie. Netflix did introduce us to the interactive movie TV format with Black Mirror Bandersnatch, where we could choose the fate of the character, and it was a really good experiment. Batman: Death in the Family will also let us decide the fate of Jason Todd and Batman in different situations, and it's going to be the first animation film to do so. Mark me as excited.
You can talk to me about her. I have no secrets from you.
All marriages have their secrets.
Now, Rebecca is a nice change of pace from the dark deaths of Batman, but as it turns out, there's more to this periodical romance than meets the eye. It's taken from the gothic pages of Daphne du Maurier's classic novel, and I'm prepared to enjoy a juicy erotic drama. Rebecca features a woman struggling with the shadow of her husband's dead wife. The big old house contains dark mysteries, deaths, and suspense unlike anything else. Featuring Lily James and Armie Hammer in leads, Rebecca looks very intriguing. Now, one thing I know about Armie Hammer is that he really pulls off the romantic genre well. Plus, it's from the makers of Atonement, so there's obviously nice mysteries and emotions right around the corner. Rebecca's coming to Netflix on October the 23rd.
I don't believe in ghosts. All the dead have stories.
Next up we have Books of Blood. Studios sure love to cash in on the Halloween vibes of October. Books of Blood is another horror movie waiting to scare you out of your mind. Clive Barker fans already know how awesome the books are, so Hulu's bringing them to the screen on October the 7th. Hulu's really great at handling horror stuff. Castle Rock is one of its biggest assets ever, and it will look to recreate the same magic with Books of Blood. Story-wise, there's no dearth of quality. Bending time and space with horror elements sounds delicious, so I'm really excited about this one.
Is he a good guy?
Hubie Dubois is the nicest guy in this town.
Here is some Happy Halloween word searches. You can pass it out to the kids.
Thank you so much.
Coming in next, Hubie Halloween. Now, it's Adam Sandler and it's Netflix. This means only one thing. Whether you like it or not, it's gonna be very interesting. Hubie Halloween is a horror comedy that features, well, half of SNL. Amazing comedy geniuses aside, this Adam Sandler movie seems like a movie only Adam Sandler could do. The trailer looks absolutely crazy, entertaining, scary, and a little bit quirky. It's just another day in the office for Adam Sandler, isn't it? Anyway, I'm really excited about it because Adam Sandler and Netflix have something going for them. Last year's Uncut Gems was one of my favorite movies of the year, and Sandler should have got an Oscar nomination for his performance. Even when Murder Mystery came out before that, it was like the biggest hit for Netflix. So you know, Netflix and Sandler clicks. I just hope he's not taking revenge for his Oscar snub with Hubie Halloween. Anyway, you'll find out in October. As you can see, October is loaded to spook you, but nothing will scare the living daylights out of you the way Cadaver will, and I'm not even exaggerating. Cadaver has everything to make it absolutely scary. Netflix is making a move into the Nordic territory with Cadaver, and it's tapping into the explored horror elements of Norway. Cadaver tells the story of a family in a post-apocalyptic world. The survivors meet at a gathering and people start to disappear one by one. Now, I'm a sucker for the survival horror genre, and this looks like the perfect recipe, but what what piqued my interest is how Cadaver is panning out so far. This film seems to follow the trails of Netflix's other European success, Dark, a post-apocalyptic thriller executed to perfection. To know whether Cadaver can live up to the expectations, stream it on October the 22nd.
You know why you're on trial here?
The Trial of the Chicago 7 is Netflix's early bid at the Oscars. There's something about rising struggles of history that clicks at the Academy, and this one looks like a compelling move from Netflix. The famous Chicago 7's already pretty famous in history. The agitation during the Vietnam War and the subsequent riots in Chicago is pretty well documented, but the courtroom was something else. The contempt, the biases, and the whole trial lasted for days. It was conflicting, dramatic, and racially charged too. Considering the current situation, this is going to be a very important watch. Netflix last year gave us When They See Us, and in my opinion, it was a very important miniseries. We need more shows and movies like these, and The Trial of the Chicago 7 is releasing on the 16th of October.
I'm concerned you have to think about it.
Give me a moment, would you, friend? I've never been on trial for my thoughts before.
Eager to escape a bright future on the Great Plains, Arthur Howitzer Jr. transformed the series of travelogue columns into the French Dispatch.
Now, the French Dispatch couldn't be more contrasting to the previous film on the list. The favorite director of people with OCD is back with his new film, The French Dispatch. Wes Anderson's magnum opus has half of Hollywood featuring in it. I'm not kidding, The French Dispatch has a star cast that will give Avengers Endgame a run for its money. But I'd say the most important name attached to the film is the director Wes Anderson himself. He's probably the most original director working in the industry today, and with a signature style that can only be experimented by him. And what delightful experiments they are. The French Dispatch is quoted as a love letter to journalists in a 20th century French city as they scoured through stories for the French Dispatch magazine. Ah, the charming nostalgia of Wes Anderson. Over the years, I've enjoyed each and every film of Mr. Anderson's, and I can't wait for the French Dispatch to come out in theaters in October.
1 hour to press.
You're fired.
Really?
Don't cry in my office.
The pandemic may have pushed a lot of plans, but Netflix is totally focused on bringing home some more Oscars next year. Mank is the prestige offering from Netflix that's expected to create a lot of noise as the festivals come nearer. And why wouldn't it be? Mank has everything going for it. Helmed by none other than David Fincher himself, Mank tells the story of screenwriter Herman Mankiewicz's struggle to develop the script for Orson Welles' legendary Citizen Kane. It's a scathing commentary on Hollywood from the eyes of Mankiewicz and his subsequent clash with Orson Welles for the writing credits. It's already a fascinating story on paper, so David Fincher's feature film return is ready to dazzle us. It's not just any other film for Fincher, Mank's a personal project because the film script is written by Fincher's own father. If all of this isn't enough for an entertaining watch, Mank features Oscar magnate Gary Oldman in the lead. Netflix is opening the gates for Mank this October.
The romance of the desert has the power to seduce.
This one's surely going to be one of the biggest blockbusters of not just October, but the year as a whole. Death on the Nile has everything you'd expect from a grand release. A star-studded cast, a grand set, exotic locations, and one Hercule Poirot. Kenneth Branagh is back with his second outing as the Belgian detective. Call it whatever you may, but Murder on the Orient Express was surely a grand treat to the eyes, and Death on the Nile looks to even surpass that. The trailer dropped a few days ago, and it's no doubt going to receive widespread hype until the release date. Agatha Christie's novel was a major trendsetter when it released back in 1937, and I'm really excited to see how the grand narrative unfolds more than 80 years later. Hercule Poirot is coming to solve the Death on the Nile on October the 23rd.
I am Detective Hercule Poirot, and I will deliver your killer.
So, October's sure looking promising for movie lovers. Be it theatres, be it streaming, whatever it is, we'll have plenty of choices to choose from. With a generous dash of horror mixed with some historical ones and mega action blockbusters, the coming month is going to be the most exciting of the year so far. So what are you planning to watch in October? Are there any new films that you're gunning to watch but we didn't mention here? Let us know in the comment section. And don't forget to like and share this video. You might help someone figure out their October movie wish list. Subscribe to our channel TV Regent because we're coming with great new videos every week. Till we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy.